Hey guys, Brian from Reptiles here, and basically today is a special time of the year where we have to make really hard decisions. So as the season happens, basically the baby season rolls, we basically put away all like very exceptional babies. We just put them aside. And when we reach, right now we're in January, so we're talking about babies that have been hatching for about 6 months old. So we have snakes that are from 4 to 6 months old. And we're basically growing up and we have to make decisions on what we're going to be keeping, what we're going to be deciding to sell. Now to sell, there's two different basically levels where we sell. There's either wholesale distribution level, and then there's all the retail and show level animals. Now the beauty with that is that we always prioritize quality over quantity. Yes, I agree. When you're looking at this right now, there's a lot of quantity.
What do you mean, quantity?
Yeah, we're talking about like
what is that?
Animals. But we definitely, especially when we attend shows, we want to make sure that we have high quality animals that have been feeding really well. So after 4-6 months, you definitely see animals that have grown a lot more than certain others. So we definitely make sure that we handpick all the high-end animals that we can find. And when I say high-end, I don't necessarily talk about high-valued animals. I talk about high quality, so animals that have really amazing feeding response, animals that have been growing really well and have amazing coloration to them. So that's definitely what we're doing. Now today, I'm not going to show you what I have available, but I'm going to be showcasing you guys some awesome Colubrids. Basically, we're going to do corn snakes today. So some awesome corn snakes that we put aside that I can't wait to grow up and breed. Because I mean, as I was going through everything, there's some amazing projects. So we're going to go right into it and see some really cool thing. Now, right here we have a Sunkissed candy cane corn snake. Now this animal, it's going to be a little bit of something, but this animal is impressive. So this lineage comes from Walter Creation. We purchased those animals, basically the parents of these, back in Tinley, probably like 3 years ago. So this is the first year that we're really breeding these. And I mean, when I first saw his available animals, they were like so bright, so contrasted, and he basically told me that these were like the ugly ones. So I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna have to breed them and try to select these animals and keep some really amazing looking snakes. I mean, look at the contrast on the red and the white. It's definitely, I mean, candy cane fits perfect for them. But the Sunkissed, you could really notice the Sunkissed head. They're known for that. There you go. It's really beautiful. And unexpectedly, we knew that these animals were actually het for butter. So they were het caramel. And we made some Sunkissed candy butters. And these came out really cool. I had never seen these in person before, or even in pictures. But I mean, the coloration on this is just simply stunning. Now, these animals are about 4 months old. Now, corn snakes, I find, get nicer and nicer, especially till the year old, till they basically are a year old. And I mean, they get all the colors can't come out, and that's definitely where I want to grow my animals for a year old, to really understand the quality and basically handpick the nicest ones out of them all. So I'm basically keeping all the babies that I produced in that project to be able to handpick the nicest ones to join my collection. But that also means that there's going to be some really amazing animals available down the line. Now, unfortunately, with COVID, we haven't been able to do many shows. So the last year, we ended up wholesaling almost everything that we had. But we hope that at the end of the year, so probably like summer, fall, we're going to have some awesome animals, and let's hopefully believe that we're going to be able to do some shows in the more. So this is another one that was actually unexpected. This is a snow candy. I mean, it's possible butter as well, from the same project. I mean, I was really amazed that we didn't know that they were het anery to produce some snows, but I mean, look at that. I mean, this is a white snake that has contrast, which for me, it simply does not make any sense. And I mean, it's just, look at this. This is amazing. I love like on how white the head is, and then you see like that. I would say like, oh, it's almost beige or gray, but it's just because I'm trying to find a color to the color, but it's actually like two levels of white.
It's so white, my camera can't even capture it.
It's insane. Huh? So this is something that I'm really excited to be growing, because I can't wait to see how they're gonna grow. When they were born, they were almost like all white. You could see the little like different tints of colors, but it was definitely not to this level. So I can't wait to see what the next 6 months is gonna do to this snake. I mean, it's just simply beautiful. Now we have some really amazing palmettos. Now everybody knows that I love me some palmettos, and I just love how I can get a white snake with freckles. And I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but as this being just a regular palmetto, there's some red, some gray spots, a little bit of everything on this snake. It's really cool. Now, I do have a lot of palmettos in the collection, but these ones actually come from a possible het scaleless, possible het palmetto pairing. So these guys, we actually proved out the palmetto side of things, but we haven't proved out the scaleless. So these are possible het scaleless. So we're hoping that we're able to hit some scaleless palmettos in the future, which actually are very cool because they're actually a snake with no scales, all white with some red spots on them, which is actually pretty amazing and pretty impressive. Then we have this is basically an update on our lottery project. So this is all about like these scaleless Sunkissed projects that we have. I'm still trying to figure out a little bit what it is, but I mean, the Sunkissed Scaleless has come up and it's basically growing really nicely. You can see the contrast. They have always a little bit something on their head, like they have like a different pattern on the head, which is really cool. So this would be my base Sunkissed Scaleless corn. Now, before this year, I didn't have any Sunkissed Scaleless in my project, so I'm basically hoarding them all this year to really make some amazing Sunkissed Scaleless combos. Now here we have a Sunkissed Diffused Scaleless. So the diffused is, a lot of people like we misrepresent them with the bloodline. So I mean, all diffused are not all bloods, but all bloods are all diffused, if that makes any sense. But I mean, you could see like how bright this animal is. I mean, sometimes the belly, there's a little bit more red into the belly there. They usually, like corn snakes, have like a checkerboard pattern on the belly, which this one, it's diffused, which is really beautiful animal. I can't wait to see how orange this snake is gonna get as it grows up. Then we have here, this is probably a little bit of the same thing. So this is another Sunkissed Scaleless, possibly diffused, maybe hypo, not too sure, just because there's a little bit more going on with the pattern on this animal. And I mean, this is the reason why I love Scaleless so much. It's just because what it does to some of the snakes and some of their pattern, it just looks crazy. You can see like the highlights, the red into all the blotches. It's just beautiful. I mean, you see, so when I'm looking at it, it doesn't necessarily have, definitely has like a penis stamp on the head.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, is he gonna say it or something?
Yeah, so basically, but it does, because of that stamp on the head, it actually doesn't necessarily go Sunkissed for me. But I mean, the highlight and the coloration is just really cool. It's a little bit more than just the normal Scaleless diffuse that I've actually seen and I've produced. But who knows what can go on. That's the beauty of all the Scaleless. Now we have also here a Scaleless Honey. Now this one for me is a little bit deceiving. So this would be a Scaleless Caramel Sunkissed. So you could see the different coloration from the head. So it looks like it has like a bar like at the head that makes like a little like purple head and that. But I mean, the honeys are, I love them because of how yellow they are, of how like contrasted they are. I mean, this animal is definitely like, you can see the contrast, the typical sun-kissed like black highlights around all the splotches. I mean, but I was definitely expecting a lot more for such a beautiful animal with scales to one that does not have scales, which is really cool. It's still beautiful, but it still definitely needs work, and we can see what we're going to be able to bring from that point on. Now, finally, this is something that's really nice. I'm going to showcase two of them right now. So this is a blood scaleless. You can see, okay, compared to like the normal diffuse, the bloodline is so much more red. You can see the belly on how it is. Now, okay, blood scaleless have been around for a long time, but the reason why I want to showcase this is because I want to showcase this animal at the same time. So this is a pied-side scaleless blood. You can see the white on the edges, but also what the pied-side does is the coloration of the animal. It's a much brighter animal. The more white it is, the more paler it's going to be and more like orange than the blood. And I mean, look at the sidelines of this snake. So this is a high white blood pied-side. You can see the belly markings. This animal is insane. So this is actually probably the most expensive scaleless corn snake project that we produced. I mean, the scaleless corns aren't necessarily in the super expensive, but it's about like $1,000 project. And I mean, like, we have a bunch of them and I am super happy. The problem with all the pied sides is that I'm hoarding them all. It's like I keep wanting more and more and more and more. I just love them so much. And I mean, they're so beautiful. I mean, look at this. You can see the different markings and the patterns from just the blood and then what the pied side does on it. It's amazing. Now, to end the thing, end this awesome video with some awesome animal, there's nothing better, and everybody that knows me, that knows I like to talk about dinker projects. So we have something that hatched out with our corn snakes, and this comes from basically a diffuse scaleless project that we've been working on, and we basically made some babies this year and we just did not know what it is. So this, guys, is Project X. Project X. So this is just a normal Project X corn snake. We have no idea what it is, what it's doing. It's definitely highlighting the animals. It's reducing the pattern. It's creating like a very aberrant pattern to it. It's insane. We actually hear little mice in the background. But I mean, look at the belly. So this comes from a diffused, guys. This is a diffuse. I was telling you guys about the checkerboard, on how the checkerboard is diffused. It basically is less black, but this animal is more black. It has even more checkerboards to the point that it's almost like a black belly. This animal is insane. We've produced a few of these in this project and I can't wait to see what we're able to produce.
Still have a
after this.
nice head stamp.
Yes, it seems to be a recurring thing, I guess. Like, am I the only like corn snake breeder that has like snakes with penis stamp?
Is this like significant for the sex, or you can have like a head stamp like this and having different genders, or?
Your question is definitely, I would say, like, not necessarily a very good question, but there are no stupid questions.
I'm sure there's some people wondering out there.
But you know what? This is a male, so it is possible.
See?
It
pretty
is
good.
Possible. Yeah. So I mean, guys, thanks for watching this video. I mean, if you like me to showcase you guys some awesome animals, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. You like this video. Let's get this video to 1 like, please. That's all I'm asking. I mean, guys, thank you again. Love sharing all these things with you. I can't wait to see how these animals are going to grow up. I also have a ton of other animals to showcase you guys. Make sure you comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see. What other projects do you want me to go back to ball pythons and showcase you guys a bunch of awesome animals that were growing up, because we do have some crazy projects. Also, the ball python season is already underway. Like, Antoine's on top of it. We don't necessarily have clutches, but with him, with DPR, hashtag DPR Coldplug, make sure you visit his channel. Some awesome stuff. He already has a bunch of clutches on the ground. So I mean, guys, we're into it. We're building slowly. The season is just around the corner. We basically just finished one, but we're already getting ready to it. So thanks for watching. No stress. Talk to you guys later. Project X.